Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with head coach of the Blue Devils track and field and cross country teams, Coach Derek Gay. Coach Gay, thank you so much for spending some time with us as you are preparing for NAIA Outdoor Nationals.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Coach Gay, let's jump right into it. Again, we are just a few days out from Nationals. How are you and your team preparing to go out there and compete on behalf of the Blue Devil Nation?
Yeah, we specifically this week we've been trying to be a little bit more laid back than I think we normally do. We're trying to not really feel the pressure at this moment. Pressure is a good thing. It's a privilege to feel the pressure, especially at a meet like this. But we're trying to be a little bit. I mean, you can see the guys running around in the background. We're having fun this week. Just treating it like a blessing, which is what it is. You know, we're grateful to be here. So.
Let's turn a little bit to your training. You've placed a high premium on periodization in your training. Tell us a little bit about why that's important for this team and why you've taken that strategy.
Yeah, just the structure of training. It's kind of my background. You know, I've got a bachelor's degree in exercise science. It's a passion of mine, even if I wasn't involved in coaching at all, really. It's just something I really enjoy. It's a puzzle to me, honestly. Just kind of putting little things together like that. But for athletes, it's huge, especially in the realm of track and field, because your body does go in these kind of undulating patterns of training and recovery, and training and recovery. And the long-term goal is obviously to make sure your body is where you need it to be at the moment you need it to be there. So that's kind of what we've done so far. I think we've been fairly successful about it. So.
It's always difficult. It's difficult sometimes to get athletes to buy into the science of it.
Oh, very much.
How have you worked to get them to buy into the science, to get them to buy into proper rest, proper nutrition, but also a training regimen that, if we're being transparent, can sometimes seem boring.
Yeah.
It's sexy to go out there and do repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats. It's not always sexy to do the technical work.
100% agree.
How have you gotten the buy-in?
Yeah, honestly, I feel as a head coach, coming into this position mid-season, I feel like I've been really lucky is the word I would describe, because I haven't had much difficulty at all. I think it's something that these kids in particular really wanted, was a little bit more structure and organization. So I think when I presented kind of my plan for the year, I think they were really excited about it, more so than anything. And I would agree with you that it's not necessarily always the sexy thing to do the same warm-up every day, even the same drills, that sort of a thing. But we really stress those little details, even off the track. In our lives in the classroom, and how those little details are really the only thing that matter. Little things yield big results when you do them right. So
now, you mentioned earlier that you came in mid-season, following the cross-country season at the beginning of the outdoor preseason training. Tell us about the transition and how you adjusted to a Blue Devils team that in many ways was already built.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it was. I feel like I've been drinking out of a fire hose at some points of the season. This is my first head coaching position. Obviously, new school, new team. A lot to take in. New city, even big city compared to what I'm coming from. When I was growing up in high school, a big city to me was where I went to college, and they have about 30,000 people in town. So New Orleans being 10 times that size was a big adjustment for me, but it's been great so far. I guess specific challenges for me personally were just kind of adjusting to Dillard and the way they do things here from the administrative side of things. Yeah, coming in mid-season was its own kind of special challenge. From a recruiting standpoint, you're kind of picking up mid-season, and a lot of, especially distance athletes, are signed or at least on the border of signing for cross-country already. Track is really about building relationships, in my opinion, and so it's been interesting. I feel like we've got some good kids coming in for sure, and starting to build some relationships for the future as well. So I'm very excited about the future of the program.
You have 6 qualifiers for nationals. There were some fits and starts, and I'm sure that you had your fair share of critics as you transitioned into the role. But you had a great degree of success. You had a number of athletes that were achieving personal records in their events. They might not have qualified, but they did well. How do you build on that as you look to recruit for next year?
Yeah, I think one of the things we stress a lot in our program is, ironically, I don't think I ever talk about winning or scoring points. We talk a lot about, you've said the word success quite a bit, and that's something I stress a lot. And success means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. To me and our program, the kind of culture we're trying to create is a culture of success. And success is going out and doing your best, regardless of what that looks like, and controlling the things that you can control. We had a lot of successful kids that actually aren't here, but I feel like they had a very successful season. Renzo Gordon was one who, kid came out, great opener, went 49 I think for the first time in 2 years. Finished the season with just shy of qualifying, 48.8 I believe, and I think that was a lifetime best. That was a very, very successful season to him. Obviously probably not the way he wanted to end his college career, but so things like that, valuing success over winning or certain milestones, I guess.
Final question. You place a high premium on a fun, kind of lighthearted atmosphere, family atmosphere.
Yeah, for real.
Why is that important to you?
Honestly, if we're not having fun, there's no point in being out here. That's just my opinion, but and we do have I've talked to the kids several times about this is a business trip we're going on this weekend, but we're going to go to the beach for an hour or so. We will have some fun because, like I said, if we're not having fun, then what's the point of being out here? There is, I think that's just important to me. To have that kind of team, family atmosphere. We went to Dave & Buster's a few weeks ago. The kids really enjoyed that. I think it builds some cohesiveness for the team, especially when scheduling practices and classes and things is a little bit difficult. So really, anything we can do to create that environment of just a fun team to be around, I think it'll attract not only future recruits, but the kids that are already here will really get more out of that experience.
Well, Coach Gay, we wish you success. We will see you in Gulf Shores, and go Blue Devils.
Yeah.